As you may be aware, the Attic Greek course we are studying is in the restored Attic classical pronunciation, and the tonal range is incorporated. An interesting piece of research came out, actually 2nd of April, I saw it this morning, so it pretty much coincides with the beginning of my publishing the course, on the benefits of learning speaking a tonal language. Speaking a tonal language, such as Cantonese, primes the brain for musical training. First, strong evidence of bidirectional relationship between music and language. And it's very interesting because the Greek grammarians talk about this when they discuss Greek. In fact, even Cicero talks about Latin as having some kind of musical quality, because Latin also was a tonal language. Non-musicians who speak tonal languages may have a better ear for learning musical notes, according to Canadian researchers. Tonal languages, found mainly in Asia, Africa and South America, have an abundance of high and low patterns as part of speech. In these languages, differences in pitch can alter the meaning of a word. Vietnamese, for example, has 11 different vowel sounds and 6 different tones. Cantonese also has an intricate 6-tone system, while English has no tones. Researchers at Baycrest Health Sciences Rotman Research Institute in Toronto have found the strongest evidence yet that speaking a tonal language may improve how the brain hears music. While the findings may boost the egos of tonal language speakers who excel in musicianship, they are exciting neuroscientists for another reason. They represent the first strong evidence that music and language, which share overlapping brain structures, have bidirectional benefits. The findings are published today in PLOS ONE, an international peer-reviewed and open-access science journal. The benefits of music training for speech and language are already well documented, showing positive influences on speech perception and recognition, auditory working memory, aspects of verbal intelligence, and awareness of the sound structure of spoken words. The reverse, the benefits of language experience for learning music, has largely been unexplored until now. For those who speak tonal languages, we believe their brain's auditory system is already enhanced to allow them to hear musical tones better and detect minute changes in pitch, said lead investigator Gavin Biedelman, who conducted the research as a postdoctoral fellow at Baycrest RRI, supported by a Grammy Foundation registered grant. If you pick up an instrument, you may be able to acquire the skills faster to play that instrument because your brain has already built up these auditory perceptual advantages through speaking your native tonal language. But Biedelman, now assistant professor with the Institute for Intelligent Systems and School of Communication Science and Disorders at the University of Memphis, was quick to dispel the notion that people who speak tonal languages make better musicians. Musicianship requires much more than the sense of hearing, and plenty of English-speaking musical icons will put that quick assumption to rest. That music and language, two key domains of human cognition, can influence each other offers exciting possibilities for devising new approaches to rehabilitation for people with speech and language deficits, said Biedelman. If music and language are so intimately coupled, we may be able to design rehabilitation treatments that use musical training to help individuals improve speech-related functions that have been impaired due to age, aphasia, or stroke, he suggested. Biedelman added that similar benefits might also work in the opposite direction. Musical listening skills could be improved by designing well-crafted speech and language training programs. So the study itself, 54 healthy adults in their mid-20s were recruited for the study from the University of Toronto and Greater Toronto area. They were divided into 3 groups: English-speaking trained musicians, instrumentalists, and Cantonese-speaking and English-speaking non-musicians. Wearing headphones in a soundproof lab, participants were tested on their ability to discriminate complex musical notes. They were assessed on measures of auditory pitch acuity and music perception, as well as general cognitive ability such as working memory and fluid intelligence, abstract reasoning, thinking quickly. While the musicians demonstrated superior performance on all auditory measures, that Cantonese non-musicians showed similar performance to musicians on music and cognitive behavioral tasks, testing 15 to 20% higher than that of the English-speaking non-musicians. Biedermann added that not all tonal languages may offer the music listening benefits seen with the Cantonese speakers in his study. Mandarin, for example, has more curved tones, and pitch patterns vary with time, which is different from how pitch occurs in music. Musical pitch resembles stair-step level pitch patterns, which happen to share similarities with the Cantonese language, he explained. Biedermann's research team included Sylvian Moreno, senior scientist of Baker's RRI and lead scientist of the Baker Center for Brain Fitness, and Stephanie Hutka, an RRI graduate student and PhD student of the Department of Psychology, University of Toronto. So that's the study. And of course the type of tones that we have in Attic Greek are of these stair-step level pitch patterns as well, that they are very clearly defined tones that also do change the meaning of words. And in addition to that, in ancient Greek we have vowel length, so we don't only have tone changes, we have changes in timing as well. And that's the end of this little video. One more reason why learning Attic in the ancient restored classical pronunciation has benefits.